Hi, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite baby products that I've been using every single day and have been loving for 8 months straight. So let's get into it. Okay, it's called the Owlet. I have highly recommended this to several moms because this little bitty device gives such a peace of mind throughout the night. I would not know what to do if we did not have this. Like, this is my go-to. I love it so much. When you first find out that you're pregnant, you have so much that you're worried about because there's so many things that you've got to get prepared and you've got to know. And like me, I read as many articles as I know. I watched as many YouTube videos. I just would research everything I could think of because I wanted to be prepared. I mean, you have this little bitty human that you are taking home with you that you've got to keep alive. And let's be honest, I struggled keeping plants alive. So knowing that I'm going to be bringing a baby home with me was terrifying, but so exciting at the same time. I remember that the biggest concern that I had was with SIDS because it's not something that there's no reason to it, there's no explanation, it just happens, unfortunately. And that was something that I was extremely afraid of, and I wanted something to help kind of give me a little bit of peace of mind so that way I could get a little bit of sleep while she was sleeping. I knew I was going to need something like this, and so I did a whole bunch of research and I found several different types. Most of them were about like movement and stuff, whereas this one actually monitored the breathing and the heart rate, which is what I wanted. And so we got this. I think I'll put exactly the price somewhere. I'm thinking it was around $400. I don't quite remember. We bought it like 8 months ago. But I know that if you can't necessarily afford to put that down right then, they do have a financial plan that you can work with them, so then you can still get the product and not be spending that huge amount of money right away. So that is definitely something to look into. My situation kind of worked out. We actually, this was like the thing that we bought at the very last moment. We weren't planning to do that. We just kind of kept putting it off, and then because I got induced, and I think we ordered it like the beginning of that week because we just had a feeling that that doctor's appointment we were probably going to be talk about getting induced, because my last several appointments for last several weeks, my doctor had mentioned like, okay, there may be a point in time where we need to talk about getting induced. You're right there on the line where your platelets are getting too low and we need to just go ahead and get her out. And so I was like, okay. So we just had a feeling that that week we were going to do it because he didn't want me going past my due date, and that Friday was my due date. So we're like, this is probably the week. So we went ahead and bought it that Monday, and it arrived the next day after she was born, and my grandma was staying at my house because she was watching our dogs. She was kind of house sitting for us. She actually got the package and then brought it to the hospital, and we got to open it up at the hospital. It was really cool. But yeah, this I would definitely highly recommend. It is the best. Now I'm going to talk about like the stuff that you get in this little box. What you get is the base station. This is the base station. It's just a little bitty. This outer ring right here lights up with different colors, but this is what we sit next to our headboard. And then this is the little cord that plugs the base station into the sock, because that's how you charge it, is you plug the sock into the base station during the day to charge up the sock so then it'll be good all night. And then it comes with 3 different size socks. I'm not going to show you the inside of 2 of them because they're really gross and I have not cleaned them. My daughter has grown men's feet. They stink and they sweat really bad. She's definitely got her daddy's feet, like 100%. The other day, it was funny, kind of getting summertime now, and so I thought it'd be really cute to put these little like high top sneaker type things on her. And we were just running to Walmart. I figured we'd be gone for like maybe 20 minutes, and so I didn't think to put socks on her. I just put those on, and then we just walked out the door and went to Walmart. Well, when we got back, I took them off. Her feet were so sweaty, and I don't know why I did this, but I sniffed the inside of the shoe, and it was so gross. It smelled like her dad's work boots. It was disgusting. But yes, I'm not going to show you the inside of two of them because they're gross. But let me get this out, because we actually have to, my daughter, not only are my daughter's feet extremely stinky, but her feet are extremely small. And so she's actually still been wearing the 0 to 4 month sock, and she's 8 months now. So it's kind of funny. But okay, this is the socks. It looks like this. This is the 0 to 1 month, and then this is the 1 to 4 months, which this is the one that she's still wearing because her foot's so small. And then here is the 4 to 18 months. It's like this. And basically what you do is you put, this is the little monitor. It's like this. And you just stick it right in this slot. So it just goes in like this. And it kind of curves a little bit. Okay. So once you've got it kind of slid in there, each one of these little monitors should be on either side of the plastic piece, and then this, you just pull this piece back to get the charger in there, and then this little deal, you just kind of flip it over this. So then it looks just like that. And then what you do is you see this little notch right there? You put this goes right underneath the pinky toe, and so you wrap it around the foot like this, and this goes wrapped around the back of the ankle and then up and over like that. So then it looks like a little bitty sock on their foot. So yeah, so this it's very easy to put on. It's a great monitor. Once you put this on their foot, then you walk over to the base station to turn it on, and you just kind of click that, and then it's on, and it stays on all night, and it monitors them all night. Now, not only do you get the base station, but you also get the information to download the app on your phone. And so then, like on the app, I'll put a picture somewhere so then you can see what our screen looks like. But in the app, it actually tells you exactly what the oxygen level is and exactly what the heart rate is. Works at a great distance, because like Zach, he leaves extremely early in the morning, and so we're still sleeping as our base station is still on. Well, he works in Webb City, which is like 30 minutes away, and he could still, if it would go off, his phone would still go off. And so it was just kind of cool that it works, like, distance-wise. Yeah. And then it also comes with, like, of course, your little booklets. You get a little warranty and disclaimer. You get a little quick reference, and you get the setup instructions. The quick reference, it tells you how to put the sock on, how to put the sensor into the sock, and then it also tells you, where's that at? Right there. It also tells you what each color actually means on the base station. So like if it's a blinking green light, getting first heart rate and oxygen reading, so that means it's gathering the information. And then if it's a pulsing green light, that means it's the oxygen levels and heart rate are in the good range. If it's white light, then that means that it's charging. If it's a red flashing light, which it not only has a red flashing light, but it also has an alarm to it to wake you up, that means that the heart rate or oxygen levels are outside the zone level that it gives. The blue flashing light means that the sock is disconnected from the base, and then the yellow flashing light means that the sock fell off or is poorly placed. So those are kind of that. Now I will say, when we first when we first tried it out, I think we tried it out like that first week, like the night that we came home from the hospital. Like I mentioned previously, my daughter's foot is extremely small, and so the 0 to 1 month sock didn't fit her foot, not how they showed how to put it on. And so we couldn't get it to fit, and because we couldn't get it to fit, it would fall off or it'd get loose, and so the blue or yellow light would go off. And so I think we ended up trying, I think 4 or 5 times, and then we just kind of gave up, and we were like, well, this isn't working, let's just wait till her foot gets a little bit bigger. Well, that same day that we had decided that, somebody from the actual company messaged me and asked me what was going on, that the sock was going off a lot, and I explained to her that my daughter's foot was extremely small and we couldn't figure out how to get the sock to fit the way that they showed to get it to fit. And so then she had me take pictures of her foot and of the sock on her foot, and she told me exactly how to rearrange it, kind of, to get it to fit her foot correctly, which I think is so cool that they actually care enough to contact you to make sure that everything is going okay with the product. Because if not, I probably would have spent the first couple of months up very worried. So that, and then also, and you need to keep in mind, if you have this, if you go and get this, is that when you do feed your baby in the middle of the night with the sock on, while they're feeding, their heart rate slows down, and so they take, I think it's like shallow breaths or something like that. So anyhow, the red light will go off saying that their heart rate or oxygen level is going down. It's just because they're eating. It's not because anything is wrong. I think that happened like 3 or 4 times to us, and they were like, okay, we need to turn this off while we eat, and then we'll turn it back on. Because it was nerve-wracking to hear that go off, and then you're like, oh, what's wrong? And then it even tells you too on the little app, like whenever something goes off, it tells, like, it explains like, why is this going off, and then it gives you a list of reasons, like, okay, is it because something's actually wrong with your baby, or is it because you're feeding your baby, or it's actually like, it lets you know that it may not necessarily be an emergency, and these are the reasons why, and that nothing's wrong with the product. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. It's definitely my go-to product. Another, because with every product there is downsides. Downsides we can personally live with. It's just up to you on if this is something you can live with. Our sock, you do have to, like in the morning, you do have to take it off and charge it, so that way it'll be charged all night. It's got to charge all day to be able to work all night. If not, it will go off in the middle of the night saying low battery if you don't get it charged in the morning. So that is kind of a downside, because it's something that I would have liked to use for like naps and stuff, but for ours, it just didn't work that way. Maybe yours will work a little bit differently, because I know that they're doing lots of different updates. I know that they did just come out with like a second version of this, and so that one's probably got all the twerks and stuff figured out. But another downside for us is that you've got to make sure to switch the sock between each foot every night. So like like last night we used her left foot, so tonight we're going to use her right foot, because if you use the same foot every time, which is what we ended up having to do for like the first like month or 2, because it didn't fit her foot correctly. It only fit one foot in one specific position, and so it ended up rubbing on her foot and giving her a little bit of a callus, and so that's another reason why you definitely have to take it off right in the morning, right when they wake up. They cannot be left on their foot for long periods of time because it does rub and gives a callus. And like with her, she would take a nap like immediately. I think it was like an hour or two right after she woke up in the morning. And so I didn't think anything of it at first and would just leave the sock on, so then it would monitor her during her first nap too. Well, that was not a good idea because it gave her a callus. And so now I have to take it off right when she wakes up, and we've got to switch between each foot. And so that's something else to kind of consider and think about. But other than that, this is a very good product and I do highly recommend it. It has saved me a lot of stress. It has saved me a lot of time from stressing and worrying, and it has definitely made me feel more comfortable during nighttime. It's definitely helped us during the times that she was sick and very snotty, and moving her into a new room. I have always felt that she would be safe because of this monitor. It has helped given me such a peace of mind. So I do highly recommend this to any mom. So yeah, I think that's it. A little update. I unfortunately am not going to be getting one of the products that I ordered for her nursery until the end of June, and so it's the nursery tour unfortunately is going to be getting pushed off even more. But definitely stay tuned because that will be happening. I'm so excited to show you guys how her room turned out. I think it took us a couple months of finally actually getting it together, but once I get that product in, I think I ordered it off of Etsy, and so it's getting handmade and stuff, and I ordered quite a bit of it, so that's why it's taken it so long to get to me. But definitely stay tuned because once I get that, I'm going to get it hung up, and then I'm so excited to show you guys the room. It looks so good. But other than that, I think that's it. I do videos weekly. I will be doing a Mother's Day vlog that I'm excited about. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!